I recently uploaded a video on a new human deck I came up with, and I couldn't help but notice that less than 1 week later, this guy wins a major modern tournament with a deck suspiciously similar to mine. So I'm going to show you a comparison of my deck's video to an interview the guy gave at the tournament, and we'll see if we notice any similarities. Thanks to Ixalan, running a 5-color human deck is easier than ever before, because now we've got the card Unclaimed Territory.
And we've got a 5-color humans deck here, we're calling it Humans. We have Unclaimed Territory here from Ixalan.
Wait, not to get too off track here, but what did you just call the deck?
5-color humans deck here, we're calling it Humans.
You named the human deck Humans. That is already some top-notch creativity. Good job. Now, back to the comparison. Now, a lot of the cards in the deck do overlap with a traditional human deck.
The usual human suspects you see in this deck.
But Ixalan also brings us another new card, Kitesteal Freebooter. It's actually quite good.
And you have not one, but 2 cards from Ixalan making appearances here.
Yeah, Kitesteal Freebooter.
Yeah.
And that's the new card that came out in Ixalan that's kind of made this archetype a reality.
Now, I don't know about you, but we haven't even compared deck lists yet, and I'm already getting some similar vibes. But it is worth mentioning that just because 2 decks are similar doesn't mean that one deck is copied from the other. For example, Merfolk Branchwalker was printed in the most recent set, and since then, a lot of people, including myself, have incorporated the card within traditional Merfolk decks. Does that mean these people copied each other? No, because it doesn't take a genius to figure out that you put the Merfolk in the Merfolk deck. But on the other hand, let's compare my human deck list with the other guy's human deck list. And what do you know? Every non-land main deck card is identical. Card for card, number for number. Oh wait, my mistake, they're not identical. He swapped one freebooter with the Mayor of Asscrack. How silly of me to think that he based his deck off of mine. And besides, even though we both run 20 nearly identical lands, the biggest difference between our 2 decks is that I run Reflecting Pools and he does not. So maybe he didn't base his deck off of mine after all.
The earlier iterations of this deck were actually running Reflecting Pool, so I ended up cutting those.
I think you meant to say iteration singular because I can't find Reflecting Pool in any other human deck. But then the tournament came to an end and my trail went cold. That was until 3 days later when he appeared on the podcast MTG Grindcast, and when asked about where he got the idea for the deck, this is what he had to say.
I didn't come up with the core of the list. It was something that I saw from somebody else, but I definitely took their kind of like loose list, and like starting on Wednesday last week, I just kind of like took it, started playing with it, fixed it up a little bit, and kind of made it what it is now from somebody else.
And with that, I think it's safe to say, you copied my deck, biatch! However, and this is a big however, I'm actually glad he copied the deck. Plot twist, I know. Here is why I'm glad. The human deck video that I posted got 15,000 views, which is a lot, but compared to some of my other modern videos with 70,000, 80,000 views each, people weren't really that interested in the human deck. And even for the people who did watch the video, nobody really seemed to think all that highly of the deck. But then this guy Collins takes a huge gamble by giving this deck a shot, and by winning the tournament, he was ultimately able to earn the deck the attention that it deserves. And I believe that this is what the modern community needs more than anything. If you look at why modern players get frustrated or why modern players step away from Magic, I think the number one reason is because sometimes Modern seems to shut out any form of creativity, in that sometimes it appears that every possible deck has been made, and no matter how much efforts players invest into brewing new decks, they'll never be able to compete with the long-established decks of Modern. And while human decks like this one may not become a Modern staple like Storm or Affinity, it does give players hope that there are still decks out there waiting to be discovered, and that players shouldn't be afraid to take a chance on new decks that they find interesting. And as a side note, for any deck that I post, you guys have my full permission to take the deck and make it into your own, because that's how Magic works. Players see other players' decks and it gives them ideas for what to play next. And quite ironically, the very next day after Collins wins the tournament, someone else copies his deck exactly 100% and wins an online tournament. And Collins, I'm sure you're watching this video, and I just want to personally thank you for taking a chance on the deck and earning it the attention that it deserves. But that ends this video, and if you guys want to check out the human deck video, you can click on the bottom left box. There's also 3 more modern decks that have yet to be stolen, so who knows, you might be the first to do it. But that is all for now. Happy brewing, everybody.